Hi, I'm Bill Snyder, Sports Information Director at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, and welcome to another edition of Bulldog Blitz. Well, the Bulldogs took on Jones last night in a high-scoring affair here at A.L. May Memorial Stadium. Jones comes away with a 52-42 win, just like last year when we went up to Ellisville. They got us when we were number one. They got us last night. Another high-scoring game, and, Coach, this is all part of the process, the grind of the South Division. We've seen this before. Jones came in, they had a good game. We had a good game. They outdid us by 10 points. A tough loss, but one we learned from, and we've been down this road before.
Yep, we've been here. We've been here before. You know, the South Division is, the toughest in the country, and as far as MGCCC is concerned. And, Jones has a good football team. We made too many mistakes last night. Played well in a lot of areas, but whenever you play a great football team, you have to eliminate the mistakes. It gets down to turnovers, explosives, and kicking game. Those three things, and we made too many mistakes in all three areas, and they came away with the W. We've been down this road before. Now we've got to regroup. We know what our mistakes are. We need to improve at those, pull together, and find a way to win this next football game.
It really is a grind in the South Division, and as you said, this has happened before. You know, every week is a true test of what you're made of, and this is another one of those times. It is.
They say football builds character, football reveals character. Now we need to. This team's got great character. We'll pull together. We need to. Get back and start improving upon the things that cost us. Ball security, not giving up the big play, and executing in the kicking game. I mean, it's not rocket science. It's not algebra 4. It's protect the football, play defense, and kick the football soundly. And those are the things we need to work on, and we need to get back out on the practice field and start getting better at those things, eliminate the mistakes, and play a more sound football game. Because whenever you play good football teams, a lot of things that you get away with, your margin of error is not as good. And we made too many errors. Some of the errors we had made earlier in the year, and we're able to get away with. And against a good football team, they make you pay, and Jones did a great job last night, and they made us pay for our mistakes.
And we'll take a look at a lot of the action, and there was a lot of it last night. A typical South Division clash between Gulf Coast and Jones. We'll take a look at that right after this here on Bulldog Blitz.
Four-time national champion Gulf Coast Bulldogs. Let's go!
Hi, I'm Megan, and I'm going into nursing field, and I came to JD because it's very close to my house, and I figured that if I just want to do my basics, I can just go to university later.
Well, first at college, I picked the college that's really close to home. My dad worked at Chevron, and he always told me about it, got me really interested.
And it's close enough to home to where I still get a really great college experience, but I still feel like this is my home, like this is a place that I can be comfortable.
You're watching Bulldog Blitz, sponsored this season by Raising Cane's, Jack's Home Improvement, The Shed in Gulfport, and the Whistle Stop in Wiggins. Now, back to more Bulldog Blitz. And welcome back to Bulldog Blitz. Jones and Gulf Coast. Let's check out the highlights. Jones got on the board first. They drove down, scored on a short touchdown run to make it 7-0. Now, T.R. Page started the game for Gulf Coast at quarterback. Then Colton Kane came in. Of course, Colton got hurt in that Kahoma game. Came in and really started throwing the ball around. He and DeQuil Williams got hooked up. They drove it down. Then on 4th and 1, Tweezy Wells scored to make it 7-7. And one thing we talked about on the broadcast, and we've seen, it really seems like whenever a team scores against us, we are very good at answering, and we did on that drive, and really got things going.
Yeah, it was good to be able to answer that first touchdown, to be able to keep us in it, and to get us going offensively. We were able to mix the run and the pass on that. That was our second drive. The first drive went 3 and out, and then the second drive we were able to take it right down and score and get points on the board. So that was always good. Doc had a couple of good catches. I think we threw one to Donovan over there on the sideline. Donovan Smith had a good catch on a 1st and 10 call. Colton made some good throws. Antoine had some good runs, and Line did a good job up front. So that was a good drive.
So Jones comes back. They score to make it 14-7. The Bulldogs on a 4th and 1 in the jumbo package. A nice play to Easton Marshall, the superback. Then that led to a DeQuill Williams touchdown pass, and it was 14-14. Really a fun call, and that was what makes the jumbo so interesting, Coach. Most of the time we run it. When you do play action out of that, it really brings another option out there.
It does. I mean, we run the ball so much out of the jumbo, and that normally when you do the play action, it's open, and you save it for those situations on those 4th and 1s when you need it. And it was a good play by a good throw, but a quarterback, good catch, and we were able to execute and convert the 4th down and keep the drive alive in order to go in and score. So that was a big play for us.
And we got to the second quarter. The Gulf Coast defense stepped up. We had interceptions by Justin Evans, then Darius Jones, then Colton Kane went to DeQuill again, and Gulf Coast led 21-14. After that, an interesting sequence there. Just before halftime, midway through the second quarter, Josh Keys got an interception, but a roughing penalty nullified that. Then another penalty on that drive aided Jones, and they went down to score to make it 21-all, and there was a big momentum swing there. We had a couple of turnovers, then a couple of penalties, and you talk about 3 or 4 plays changing the outcome of a game. It was still early, but that seemed to have a big influence. It
did. We had a chance to create some separation there. The defense got us a couple of turnovers, and I think we scored on one of them, didn't on the other, and then, we got the interception, which really could have, that would have, number one, stopped their drive and gave us the ball in great field position, and we had the penalty. And then, later on we had that drive was aided by two penalties. And so, those are things that, that we've got to eliminate. We've got to know when to pull off. And like I say, we didn't hit the quarterback hard, but we hit him, and that kept their drive alive. We had a big play there, on the interception. Josh Keys made a great play. And, so that kept their drive alive. They were able to go in and score later on that drive, which tied it up. We came back and answered and went back up before the half. But, we could have created some separation there. That's the whole deal. Whenever it was kind of like we've been a team of runs. We never could get on that big run to go up by 14, 21, 17. There was always a glitch in there that kept us from extending the run.
So it was 28-21 at halftime. Third quarter, some more momentum swings. The Bulldogs were driving, then a turnover happened. Then right after that, Swindle hit Jamichael Willis for 81 yards. It was tied at 28-all. And then on a snap, on a punt, ball gets away. They get good field position, but get a field goal out of it to make it 31-28. And that was kind of a huge stop by the defense. They had it, I think, 1st and 10 on the 14, and we held them to a field goal there. So, you're talking about they were trying to get some separation, and we kept things fairly close.
Yeah, the defense did a great job there of holding them to a field goal. We, special teams glitched there, gave them the ball in great field position. Defense came up and held them to a field goal. That was big, and that, that kept it tight, kept them from being able to create any separation. And so that was a good job by the defense there.
Yeah, and that was the point. It was 31-28, and kind of just like last week, Coach, you really started seeing playmakers making plays on both sides of the ball. We saw that last week up in Hines. We saw it this week. Their quarterback's good. Willis was the MACJC Offensive Player of the Week. So we headed to the fourth quarter. It was 31-28. We drive down. Tweezy gets the score to make it 35-31. Then they scored to make it 38-35. Then they got an interception, and then they got some separation, and that was the point where, you saw the momentum change, and then things became really interesting when they got up by 10 there.
Yeah, it was nip and tuck there for a while, and like I say, the special teams play, and then you turn around. We had, I guess we had a special teams play and 2 turnovers there that cost us, and you can't do that against good football teams, and that's what hurts. We need to do a better job of protecting football. We need to, and that's stuff that we can work on. That comes down to coaching. We need to make sure that we do a better job of protecting the football and know where to go with it whenever they've got whatever covered that's covered. And those are things that we can correct in practice and things that we will get corrected.
We talked about Colton Kane coming in that first couple of series, throws 3 touchdowns, but and I guess it's tough when you have the lack of experience there because he really only played a half a game, and then, you got to get in touch with your receivers and those kind of things. Despite that, we still put up 42 points on offense. Then on defense, we get the 2 turnovers, then you got 2 penalties, and you had kind of said it last night after the game, all the mistakes that were in there combined with the good things, but it was a recipe for not being successful against the good team.
Yeah, like you just said it. I mean, you make mistakes. We made too many mistakes. There were some outstanding plays, some great throws, great catches, great runs, great block, diving interceptions. Guys, we had some D linemen make some great plays on the run. And there were some really outstanding things. We just made too many mistakes, and that's football. I mean, it's not anything that's new. It's not anything. If they keep playing football another 100 years, and there's a show 100 years from now, that the team that comes up short is going to be the team that makes the most mistakes. It's and that's it.
One of the tough parts, of course, the final was 52-42. One of the things that you've preached since we've both been here is not only how you deal with success, but how you deal with adversity. And in the past, we've been able to do that. And even though you don't ever want to have to face it, at this point, we're dealing with some adversity here. But it's kind of fun to see, in the future, how these guys are going to respond in the rest of the journey, because down the road, when things do fall into place, it makes it that much sweeter. And I'm sure that's what probably you told these guys, right?
Yeah, life's about dealing with adversity. Football's about it's easy. It's easy to win every game, but that's not what life's all about, because and that's what football's all about, is dealing with the mistakes that you made, overcoming them, moving forward, and that's what champions do, is they learn from their past and they get better and they move forward, and that's what we need to do. And we've been down this road before. Very seldom do you make in the MACJC South Division. Like I say, last week, I guess we had 4 of the top 20 teams in the nation, 4 of the top 15 teams in the nation. Mm-hmm. It's tough to go undefeated, and that's always your goal, and that's what you set out to do, and that's what you work and strive to do. But when you come up a little short, you get back to work and you correct the mistakes. That's what you do. I mean, and that's what we're looking forward to doing. We've had I guess, what was it, 08? We came up a little short early in the year and went on and won the state championship. As a matter of fact, in 08, I guess we lost 2 games during the regular season and went on and won the state championship. And
same thing in 2010.
Yeah, and 2010 was the same way. 2009, we lost the first game of the year and went on and played for state and had a chance to win it. 11 and 12, we dropped the regular season game and went on and played. We played in 7 state championship games. I guess, is it 7 in a row?
I think it's 6 in a row
and 7
in the last 8. Yeah.
And in each one of them, there's only been one where you've gone through unscathed. And so it's all about regrouping, getting back together, getting focused, and now the big improvement, because it's one thing to make a mistake and it not hurt you. It's another thing when you make a mistake and it hurts you. And these mistakes hurt us, and now we know we need to correct them, and let's move forward.
So the Bulldogs dropped this one 52-42, now 3-1 and 1-1 on the year. Now coming up after the break, a player profile segment. You get 2 for the price of 1 here. That's how we do things on Bulldog Blitz. We'll show you that in a few minutes. Heading into this break, your scoreboard from week 4. You're watching Bulldog Blitz here on WLOX.
Had a great experience here at Gulf Coast, and I'm really glad I made the decision to come here.
Basically, a lot of family members came here, they telling me good things about it. I love it. The clinical experience, everything about it. I loved it. The teachers are great.
I also take a weekend class. You only meet 4 times a week, which is so much better for my schedule.
The classes are smaller, which means the teachers, can help you more easily.
I've gained the confidence that I am ready to go off and do great things.
And welcome back to Bulldog Blitz. Well, now it's time for our player profile segment. This time, we'll go to one of Coach Campbell's favorite places, the O-line, and check in with our buddies from Bay St. Louis, the Frigo brothers, Chris and Craig.
It's always fun playing with family, playing sports with your family, and playing next to my brother is always a great time, and winning with him and just being successful is even it's even greater. So, I mean, being together with Craig here, living with him on campus and just doing every day-to-day things with him, it's a great thing. It's a lot of fun.
Ever since our, I think it was junior high, we started playing together. And it was crazy because when we were little, we never thought we would start playing. Even Pee Wee football, we never played together. And then we started playing together, and it was always like we had that O-line that kind of carried with each other, that kind of like a base O-line, just me and him. And then the people we had friends growing up with that would always, come with us and through our high school career. And then, it's really cool playing with him. It makes everything a lot easier. He knows what I'm thinking. I know what he's thinking. So, he doesn't have to tell me if I do something wrong. I don't have to tell him. He already know, So we have like a thing going. So it makes everything a lot easier.
When I was younger and I started up at St. Stanislaus, I was playing center at my freshman year, and my dad had me playing a guard, which is what he played at LSU in '86. And when he was at Perk, he was a pulling guard. And then slowly I started just picking up more on center as we needed it at Stanislaus. And then I just held to the position, So, I mean, when it first started, I was a pulling guard, and I was always working with that with my father. And then next thing you know, where it called to have a center, with St. Stanislaus, that's when I started coming on with center.
I mean, when I was little, I always wanted to play. I just wanted to have the ball. I'm not gonna lie. I was a big guy, and I was never getting the ball. And I kind of wanted to, run the ball. And my dad was always telling me in Pee Wee football, you're a little too big. You're gonna be a lineman when I'm older. So I kind of just adjusted to that. Every once in a while in Pee Wee football, they let me get the ball and just run it up the middle or something. But other than that, I figured out that it was much easier for me on lineman, and then I just started picking it up from there, and it got easy for me, and then I just love it now.
And, Coach, not only do you have two brothers on the line, but they, pretty much next to each other or pretty close, and great talk in that segment about both of them, playing football. Their dad has a legacy here, and, when you see stuff like that, it's really neat, the family moving on. Of course, your son played on the O-line, played tight end, so that's always fun. And by the way, both these guys are pretty good football players.
Yeah, they're both outstanding football players and tremendous leaders, great young men. I mean, they do a great job of leading on the offensive line, setting a great example, a great work ethic. Two very smart, intelligent young men that understand, everything about the offensive line. Their dad was a great player here and then at LSU, and helped coach this St. Stanislaus team that won the state championship on the offensive line. So both those guys have great technique and are great leaders and great workers, which is more than anything else what it takes to be a great offensive lineman is that work ethic, and they've got the size and they've got all the tools. Great young men. We're very proud to have them here in our program.
Now, in that piece, Craig talked about when he was a kid, he wanted to be a running back. So, I'm planting a seed, in case you think about Jumbo, he's willing to do it.
That's right. I'm sure he would do great. Craig has done everything that we've asked of him, and I know if we wanted to split him out over there to try to pull some of that coverage away from Doc Hill, he would do a great job at that too. Those two young men are very unselfish players, and again have been great for our program.
They have part of a terrific offensive line, averaging 350, 360 yards rushing a game, and again, one of the better offenses in the state and the nation. Well, coming up after the break, we'll look ahead and talk about the big homecoming golf tournament coming up next month. Heading into the break, this week's NJCAA Top 10 poll, a lot of Mississippi teams in those rankings. You're watching Bulldog Blitz here on WLOX.
Programs here, they don't just give you the basic knowledge of the program, they teach you how to work with a client and go out in the real world.
All of my instructors have been a great help for me.
One-on-one experience that you need, and just always there to help you out when you need it.
You get that one-on-one interaction with your teacher. The teachers are very welcoming.
I really like the idea of being able to go to a smaller student-to-teacher ratio.
They teach you how to be confident, and that's a very useful skill that you can apply to anything.
And welcome back to Bulldog Blitz. You saw how our soccer teams are doing. They're in the meat of their 2013 schedule. Well, now we'll take a look at some of the fun activities coming up for homecoming this year, and it starts with our Clem Dellinger Memorial Golf Tournament down at Great Southern Golf Club in Gulfport.
We're excited to have the golf tournament here at Great Southern this year. I mean, the course is in excellent shape. The new pro shop is very nice. We just toured it a minute ago. Very excited about cooperating and partnering with David Lee, who is the golf pro here. Just excited about the tournament scheduled for October the 18th. It's going to be a very nice tournament. We usually have enough gifts for everyone. That way, if you come in last place, you're still going to get something if you're in this tournament. So $75 per person, $150 for two-man teams. So invite everyone to sign up. It's going to be a great event catered by the Shed of Gulfport. So looking forward to this tournament. We'll have a truck from Mandel on hole number 3 and R13, and a truck from Butch Osgood on 3 or 13. One of those holes will have a truck, a hole-in-one, an opportunity to win a free truck on holes number 3 or 13. So we're looking forward to that, and we've got Nevada Bobs involved with a free set of clubs. So, like I said, a lot of opportunities for some to take home some really nice trophies.
Yeah, it's exciting to show off the improvements that we've done to the golf course, and to have the Hall of Fame alumni tournament here. It's a great location, and I think with the breeze coming off the water and everything like that, it's going to be it should set up for a really nice day. Generally, the weather's great. You don't have any rain, so the course is nice and dry, and the temperatures, hopefully the highs are in the low 70s, something like that. So it sets up for a really enjoyable day. We've done a lot to the golf course. It was in pretty bad shape. I came here in March, and the clubhouse wasn't completed. They started on it. Now it's completed, and it's really nice, doing very well. The golf course, the greens and fairways, which are what most golfers are looking forward to playing, the fairways are great, and the greens are really getting there. We're trying to put the great back in Great Southern, and I think we're on our way. The membership is up. We had single-digit members when I got here, and we're well into the hundreds. So I just hope things continue the way they are, because they're doing really good.
So if you haven't signed up for the Clem Dellinger Memorial Tournament, do so. It's going to be a fun day and a terrific weekend, homecoming 2013. Well, we'll switch gears now, get back to football, and as Coach and I talked about a few minutes ago, got to put this one behind us, get ready to go on a long road trip up to Northeast to play a very good Northeast team. Of course, they're a North Division squad way up in Boonville. In fact, I don't think we've made a road trip up there since 2007. So that's one of those, you got to get the logistics and all that kind of stuff ready, and also get ready to play a tough football team on the road. We've done pretty well on the road, but this is another test, a test of character, I guess you could say.
Yeah, they've got a great football team. They're 2-2, and this Jones team, I guess that was a 6-point ball game to Jones. So they're a very, very capable football team. Northeast is always got a lot of talent, very well coached. This year, I do know that they've got a outstanding player on the defensive line, a guy that everybody in the country is recruiting. They've got a quarterback that's a transfer from LSU. They've got a lot of speed on offense. Defensively, a lot of speed in the secondary, and they're huge up front. So it'll be a big challenge for us, but one that we're looking forward to.
when we go on these road trips, usually we don't go this far. This is probably the farthest one as far as traveling in the state. A lot of times you hear, baseball teams and basketball, when they go on long road trips, there's bonding. Of course, we've had a lot of time to bond since June, but, when you go on these, there's that kind of thing. And is that something that you see happen sometimes with these guys? A little more bonding, I guess you could say, coming together, hostile territory, that kind of thing?
Yeah, whenever you get out on the road together, it's time for the young men to spend more time together, which, the great thing about junior college football as opposed to at the senior college level is we have all of our guys together in the dorm, which, back in the day at the universities, you had a football dorm. Now you don't necessarily have that. Only 50% of your players can live in one dorm at the university level, if that's still the rule. I know it was, when I was getting out 10 years ago, and I believe that's still the rule. But here, we have all of our players together in the dorm, and it's a pretty tight-knit group, and it's always good for us to, and it's good to sometimes get on the road so that you're focused. You're not worried about, it's great to play at home. But it's also good.
It's a different set of distractions. Sort of like when a train goes by.
You can get away and get your focus.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and the Bulldogs will try to do that this week in practice in the film room, then heading up to Northeast Mississippi next week. We'll be on radio, 103.1 FM, Super Talk FM. Still working out the logistics on our streaming video. We'll let you know during the week via social media if we're going to be streaming or not. But whatever the case, the Bulldogs will show up and take on Northeast next Thursday to try to get back on the winning track in the 2013 football season. For head coach Steve Campbell, Rich Kopp behind the camera, Dean of Athletics Ladd Taylor, Shelly Campbell making sure the light doesn't blow over, and our friendly train engineer back there making his presence known as well. I'm Phil Snyder. Thanks for watching Bulldog Blitz. Have a great night and a great weekend.
1, 2, 3.
You're watching Bulldog Blitz, sponsored this season by Raising Cane's, Jack's Home Improvement, The Shed in Gulfport, and the Whistle Stop in Wiggins.
Hi, I'm Megan, and I'm going into nursing field, and I came to JD because it's very close to my house, and I figured that if I just want to do my basics, I can just go to university later.
Well, first the college, I picked the college that's really close to home. My dad worked at Chevron, and he always told me about it, got me really interested.
And it's close enough to home to where I still get a really great college experience, but I still feel like this is my home, like this is a place that I can be comfortable.